plus. All right, listen. So this is the story on how I got expelled. All right, I'm ignoring chat. All right, I can't pay attention to chat right now. I need to tell the story. All right, listen. All right, so basically, I got my all right. So it was a fine Sunday night. All right, fine Sunday night, 2 a.m. Just got my phone back from my parents because I was being a bad little cuck and I got in trouble with it. All right, I get it back. I'm hella bored. I'm like, yo, what do I do with this phone? I was like, hey, that's a funny meme. All right, I saw a funny meme. All right, I saw something funny that I thought was funny. All right, obviously it wasn't. All right, I was like, hey, I'm gonna post this on my Instagram. All right, my Instagram is full of fucking memes, jokes, and bullshit. All right, I don't give a fuck about my Instagram. All right, I'm not one of those cucks that goes around on Instagram posting serious pictures like, dude, what's up? Got vapes for sale? Hit me up, dude. Hit my line, bro. I got loud, dude. I got like no. All right, let's no. All right, I post fucking memes of myself usually. All right, so I posted a meme. Right, it was a picture of SpongeBob. All right, it said, "I'm gonna make Columbine look like a fucking joke." All right, I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna. Here it is. There it is. Gonna. All right, there it is. All right, so I found this picture right here. All right, right here. This is the picture I found. All right, right here. This is it. Obviously, it's funny as fuck. Come on, tell me that's not funny. All right, I thought it was funny. I posted it on Instagram. All right, posted it on Instagram. Next day, I wake up. I'm like, fuck it, fuck it. Listen, I had a beer sitting next to my desk for like months. All right, I was like, I'm gonna drink a beer before school. I drank a beer before school. All right, not a good idea. All right, it was not a good idea. I went to school. And I was like, all right, whatever. I went to my trade school. So basically, I go to a trade school before I go to my regular school. I go to my regular school, I take a bus to a trade school, go work on computers and shit, come back to my school, all right? We're all sitting in my trade school laughing at the meme I posted, all right? Everybody thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, cool, publicity. We sat there and we were all joking. We're like, dude, what if the cops or the school think I'm fucking serious? They did, all right? Little did we know they did. We got back to the school around 12 o'clock, all right? I get my lunch. I go to my class. I'm sitting there with my teacher. We're just kind of all hanging out. We're all like taking naps and shit, doing whatever the fuck we want, all right? Over the comms shit that they got in the school, you know what I'm talking about? All right, fuck you, all right? The school is now in lockdown. Everyone remain in your class. Remain in your class. If you're not in a class, go to the nearest class possible. I'm like, oh, all right, it's just a drill. Then I look at my teacher, and my teacher was like, kind of freaking out. All right, she's like walking around the class and shit. She's like, oh, she's looking at the manual, dude. She locked the door real quick and looked at the manual. This was not a fucking drill. All right, I looked at my buddies. I was like, guys, this is not a fucking drill. Little did they know, they were with the person that was gonna shoot up the school, or so they thought. All right, so a few minutes go by. I have my head down listening to music. I'm chilling, right? And I hear the door open. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I look over. A cop and the principal walk in. I'm like, all right, they're just checking classes because, you know, usually they check a class when they're doing like lockdown drills. I was like, oh, it's just a drill. So I put my head back down and my earbuds are still in. They come up to me. The cop literally scoops me up and pulls me out of my chair and drags me into the hall. All right. I'm like, fuck. Dude, I pull all my shit out of my pockets. I pull my phone and my earbuds out of my pocket. I pull my lanyard out. I'm like, this is all I've got on me. What do you want? Like, I'm freaking out. I didn't know what they wanted. All right. They're like, all right, you got anything in your pockets? I was like, no. I just took it all out. I got anything in your backpack? I was like, no. And I didn't even bring my vape that day. It was like the one day I didn't bring my vape. I was lucky. All right, listen. So once I get to the point where I'm with the cop, I'm almost about to shit myself. I damn near pooped myself, boys. All right, it was scary. All right, I was scared. All right, even if you didn't do anything wrong, being near a cop is very scary. All right, just like you get very scared. All right, but I did something wrong, but I didn't know that. All right, I thought that I was getting in trouble for getting caught vaping or something. All right, I had no idea what was happening. All right, I was like, did I get caught vaping or something? Like, vape god? Like, I didn't know what was happening. So the principal, he asked me, he's like, so did you post anything on Facebook? I was like, no, not that I know. And then he said, did you post anything on Snapchat? I was like, no. He's like, how about Instagram? And I was like, yeah. I was like, fuck, I posted something pretty bad on Instagram last night. So I was like, yeah, I posted a meme on Instagram last night. He's like, yeah, come down. So we go down to the office. All right, I'm sitting there for a few minutes. 6 fucking officers walk in. All right, I'm like, fuck. The principal's like, honestly, he's like, this is out of my control now. This is pretty much with the cops. All right, you're on a roller coaster and it's not gonna stop. I was like, what? It's a weird analogy. All right, a roller coaster. I was on a fucking roller coaster, he said. All right. Anyway, I'm sitting there and they're asking me all my like basic information and shit. I'm like, yeah, all the like my number or like my house, my name, my parents. They call my parents. My parents come down. My dad had to come from out of work. Uh, they're like, you have any guns at the house? I'm like, yeah, I've got a 410 shotgun. I've got a 22. I've got a few airsoft rifles. I've got a few BB guns, pellet guns. I got a 303, some like old World War I rifle that I've got and shit. I've got all these guns in my house. All right, I got axes, throwing knives, swords. I was like, what? Like, so I told them all that, and then they're like, all right, well, do we have permission to search your house? We're gonna ask your parents too, but do we have permission? I was like, yeah, go for it. I don't give a fuck. Like, and then I was like, oh shit, what about the beer that I had in my room? Like, I was scared that they'd find the beer in my room, but they didn't. But so basically, they went through my house. They searched the house. And they're like, all right, there was nothing at this house. So they came back and stuff. Then the investigator shows up. He puts me in a room by myself. And he just asked me a few questions. He's like, so was this meme targeted towards anybody? Did you hate anybody at this time? I was like, I mean, I have one guy that I'm not really friends with anymore. I'm kind of pissed at him, but that's about it. And then he's like, was it directed towards him? I was like, no, I just thought it was funny as hell, so I posted it. I thought the people that followed my Instagram would like it. He's like, all right, all right. He's like, are you suicidal? Or have you ever thought about killing yourself? I was like, what? I was like, no, what the fuck? Like, he just said, now he's going like a little deeper. I was like, no. It's like, not really. So, yeah, he asked me those questions. I was locked in this room. Not locked, but I was in this room for about 6 hours straight. Alright? Until 12 till maybe 6. Alright? No. 4. 4, but then I went to the police department and then they interrogated me further. Alright? The investigator was chill as fuck. Alright? He was a really cool guy. After they questioned me and shit, he goes, listen, the one cop was like, so you want me to put him in the back of my car? And he's like, no, he can ride shotgun with me. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I got in this investigator's car. We're riding shotgun and shit. It was chill as fuck. And we're going. He's like, yeah. So you play any games? Because I told him I was a gamer. And he's like, so you play like any games like Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. He looks at me with the straightest face. He goes, you think Rey's gonna go to the dark side? I was like, no. I was like, Kylo's gonna turn good. And he's like, that's what I think, buddy. I was like, fuck yeah. So me and this dude instantly hit it off. We're sitting there talking about Star Wars. We started talking about Marvel and like the Avengers and shit. It was so cool. He was such a nice guy. We get to the police department and he's like, yes. He's like, so don't answer any questions if they ask you anything. If they ask you anything, be like, yeah, I'm kind of cool. The investigator let me drive his car. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, just say it to him if they say anything. I was like, all right. So we get there, and he goes in. He puts me in this room. He comes in. He's like, is it okay if we hold your phone for a few hours and just check through it and stuff? I was like, yeah, go for it. I don't give a fuck. So I gave him all my stuff. He's like, you've been very compliant, and we really appreciate it. When you go to court, things will most likely be good for you because you've been very nice and calm and collective with us. So we really appreciate it. I was like, yeah, no problem, man. So yeah. I got the cop at my school promised me. He's like the great thing about your school is you're not gonna get expelled. You're a senior. They're not gonna leave you out to dry. I was like, oh cool. I was like, all right, yeah. They're just gonna suspend me for a few months. No, they fucking expelled me. All right, they expelled me straight up. I was like, "Fuck you." All right, you can suck my dick. All right. So I just went to court recently. They said if you come back in February, which is soon, uh, the case will be completely dismissed. So I'm completely getting my case dismissed. Nothing bad's really gonna happen. It's gonna be chill. All right. For the school, I don't know. I gotta go to a court hearing or not a court hearing, a school hearing, and I gotta appeal it. So I have to appeal it and be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to post this hilarious fucking meme on Instagram, bro. I'm so sorry. But basically, that's the story about how I got expelled. I've been waiting to do that story, and I've never really had enough people to do it, but I felt like I had enough, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.